Are we all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's
Ma'am.
fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's great. That's great. Should we start? All right. So let's start off. I was hoping that a lot more of you will show today, but I'm glad to see a lot of repeat faces. So you know that your participation certificates are guaranteed. All right. So, hi everyone. A big green welcome to all of you once again. I hope you're ready for another power packed hour because today it's time to roll up our sleeves and bring our green dreams to life. Let's quickly rewind to what we did yesterday. Day one was all about exploring the Earth career map. We discovered amazing eco jobs, learned how our hobbies and talents can heal the planet, and saw how every little idea could lead to a big green impact. Well, today, it's the real deal. It's day two, the Green Collar Lab, and it's where you turn into environmentalists in the making. We've got a lineup of super cool activities waiting for you. Name your green dream, green job snap, skill scan, planet patrol, pro mode. All right. So name your green dream. In this activity, you'll rename yourselves based on your dream roles. Maybe you'll be scientist Prastuti, or you'll be chef Satvik, or you'll be lawyer Ananya, right? It's your first step in stepping into the future green shoes. The second activity is Green Job Snap. Here, you will post a sticky note sharing what you think your job will involve. Don't worry, our speakers will reflect on some of your ideas and help expand your imagination. So you won't have to rig your brains too much. Then comes Skill Scan, which is a fast poll to find your eco strengths. Whether you're a communicator, you're a problem solver, you're a tech brain, you'll find the skills that make you shine. And finally, we have Planet Patrol Pro mode. So you'll team up in breakout rooms to solve real world environmental challenges using your chosen roles. Whether it's filtering out water pollution or saving lives during bad air days, you're about to step into action. But before we begin, here's an important note. Only those who have attended at least 30 minutes each, both yesterday and will do today, will get a certificate. So make sure you stay with us till the end. The certificates will reach you within this week, most probably tomorrow. Now, a quick reminder on housekeeping. You'll be on mute through the session. The chat will stay open. We saw how fun and buzzing it was yesterday, and we hope it's just as vibrant today. Use the raise hands reaction or message me directly if you need any help at any point. And now it's time to reintroduce our fabulous speakers. Hita, who's back with more fun and insight. For those who missed the intro, Hita is a passionate climate educator and entrepreneur with deep experience in global climate negotiations, youth empowerment, and served as the global focal point for Young Go at the UNFCCC. Joining Hita today are two of her colleagues from the Climate Initiative, Viveka, who leads TCI's content and climate education programs, brings over a decade of experience in communication, capacity building, and science storytelling. And we have Shrishti, a fellow Terry University alumna, and is currently a scientific researcher at the Indian Institute of Science and works closely with TCI. And now they'll be leading us into the first hands-on activity for the day, which is Name Your Green Dream. Can we please have the slide for it? You will
Yes.
get 10 minutes to think creatively about your future in the green economy. Hita, Viveka, and Shrishti will guide you through this activity. There are some slides also in case you find anything difficult. Mobile users and desktop users can follow the steps that we have so that you can rename yourselves accordingly. So get on your thinking caps, and I'll see you shortly after 10 minutes.
Hi everyone, how are you doing today? You can write it in the chat. As you see, I think all of you know how to rename yourself, but if you are still figuring it out, if you're on the laptop, you will see three dots next to you, and then you can click rename. And if you're on the phone as well, you will see where the participants icon is, and click on your name and click rename, and you should be able to rename. So rename yourself to whatever you want, whatever your dream is. I think a lot of you shared your aspirations, what you want to be when you grow up. So whatever that might be, it might be astronaut, detective, scientist, doctor, engineer, whatever you want, right? So this is your time to let's play the part and see how it goes. Okay, let's see if we can. For those of you who are just joining in, I'm going to share my screen again. Um, we're doing our first activity for today, which is basically naming your green dream. So yesterday, a lot of you shared very fun ideas of what you might want to be when you grow up. Someone said they wanted to be a detective, someone wanted to be a singer, someone wanted to be an astronaut, someone wanted to be a doctor, a psychiatrist, whatever that might be. So here's your chance. Rename yourself. And if you're still figuring out how to rename yourself, I can show you. If you're on the phone, all you need to do is click on the participants icon and then find yourself and then rename. Yes? And if you're on the laptop, you click on the three dots next to unmute, find rename, and then you should be able to change your name. So I see lots of names coming: businessman, singer. Also, keep your actual name as well. So don't just rename it to whatever, but keep your name and then. So this should basically how it should look like. Nice. I see some businessmen and I see some singers, civil engineer. Some geologists, scientists, cricketer, how fun. Some IAS. Wow, lots of different dreams. There's aerospace. Wow, there's so many different names coming up. Computer science engineer, senior psychologist. Wow. Fashion designer, teacher. Oh, lots of different names. Some more cricketers, engineer and scientist. Well, that's lovely. Soldiers as well. IT professional. Okay, so those of you who are putting it in the chat, if you have renamed yourself, great. If you haven't, you can also rename yourself so that we can also read your name with whatever designation you might want. All right. I think we've had a lot of names. So should we move on to the next one then, Anubhuti?
Yes.
All right. So let's move into the next activity.
Yeah. So, yeah, well done, everyone. Your names are very exciting and they have set the right tone for us to move forward. You've just taken the first step towards a greener future by renaming yourselves. And that simple act gave a real and exciting glimpse into your dream roles, doesn't it? Now, let's take it a step further with our next activity, which is Green Job Snap. Here, you'll post your work profile on Zoom whiteboard. Write what you think your chosen green job involves. Like lawyers argue court cases, fashion designers will design something interesting. So if you picked anything like that, then here's the on the sticky note is what you have to describe what you will do as per your chosen dream career. Hita, Viveka, and Shrishti will once again walk you through this 15-minute activity and bring you closer to your future self. And don't worry if Zoom whiteboard is new to you, just follow the step by step guide in the slides, and I'll see you there just in a bit.
All right. Okay. So we'll start the whiteboard very soon. Once the whiteboard is open, basically you can see a sticky note. You should be able to see a sticky note on the left of the screen. And on that, you can type whatever work profile you want. So basically, if you've written you want to be a scientist,
Hmm.
what do you think are the things that you might be doing? If you've written you want to be a cricketer, what are the things you think you'll be doing? Yes, I see there's a question from Prastuti. Let me try and find you 1 second. We're not going to, like, if there's a question, you can share it here, but for now, otherwise, we're basically going to go onto the whiteboard in a minute and then we're going to try and write this down. Yeah.
Ma'am, I am having a problem in opening the whiteboard because I'm not having the option or the app of
Yeah,
whiteboard.
so you don't need to open the whiteboard, don't worry. We're going to open the whiteboard from our side. So Anubhuti is going to do that. Don't worry about that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes? All right. I'm going to stop screen sharing so we can do the whiteboard. And Anubhuti, whenever you're ready, we can have the whiteboard open and run them through.
Sure. So Kanya and I will share the whiteboard right away.
Guys, please don't start drawing on the whiteboard. Hold for a couple of seconds. So when the whiteboard goes up, you will see options for sticky note on the left. Please don't start drawing and writing for immediately. Um,
Yeah.
Pick a sticky note from the left and you should be able to bring it to the main board and type within it. Yes? So whatever you want to type, type your name, type whatever dream that you've written that you've renamed yourself for, and then you should be able to type within that what you think you should be doing. So if you're a cricketer, what do you think you're doing? If you're a scientist, what do you think you're doing? If you're, let's say, a doctor, what do you think you're doing? And keep your sticky notes slightly smaller so that we can see everyone's notes as well. It doesn't take over the whole page. Yeah, so we give space for everyone to be able to write and to be able to see as well. And then we'll find space to move it around so we should be able to see everyone's notes. Don't worry about that. So your note is not going to be covered. We'll find space to arrange the board so that everyone's notes are seen. But let's be a little bit mindful, keep slightly smaller notes and only one sticky note per person. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so once again, for those of you that are just joining in, um, we're doing an activity on the whiteboard. So you should be able to pick a sticky note from the left. What you need to do is make sure that your sticky note is small. So those of you that have extra massive sticky notes, please make them smaller. We want everyone's sticky notes to be able to be seen. So if you have a super large sticky note, somebody else's sticky note is not going to be visible, and you wouldn't like that if that happened to you, right? So let's make sure we have small sticky notes where we can write what your dream is. Yes, you're going to do exactly the opposite of what I said. Thank you. Let's make smaller sticky notes, guys. Because I can also change your sticky note size, and I'm not doing it, but I can definitely go in and reduce the sizes if you're going to play around. Um,
Guys, I think you must listen to Hita carefully and be very mindful of the sizes of sticky notes you are posting in. Automobilist, car specialist, astronaut, Risagan Thakur, I think your sticky note is quite huge. Can you please shorten it? And please begin writing. Please begin telling us what do you think your dream job will be about.
all right. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to stop this whiteboard right now, and we're going to have you write in the chat so that we can actually see everyone's ideas as well. So if you can stop sharing the screen, guys, go back in the chat board and write like 3 points, right? Only 3 points on what do you think you will be doing when you are whatever that you've renamed yourself, right? So if you're an automobilist, if you're a soldier, if you're a doctor, if you are a scientist, if you're a cricketer, if you're a singer, what do you think you are going to be doing? 3 things in the chat, and only 3 things, yes?
Geeta, you're on mute if you're saying something.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was just saying, I said, yeah, it's nice to see the responses coming in. Someone wants to be a doctor to treat people, provide, care, preventive care. Someone wants to be an environmental lawyer to safeguard the planet's natural resources. That's lovely. Someone wants to be a successful and kind person. That's lovely as well. I think that's very important no matter what you do. I think we must all be kind people. That's great. Someone wants to be a singer so that they can sing about their feelings so that everyone can relate to them. Make an album of the songs on global issues. That's lovely. Someone wants to make robots to advance and to make humanoid robots. That's great. Someone wants to be an author and write inspiring green stories. They want to write about nature, how children can protect it. Want to be a footballer and be famous? That's great as well. You want to be a veterinarian because you want to look after animals? Oh, how cute. Treat people politely. Cardiologists to fix people's hearts with your hands. That's nice. Spread awareness regarding climate change, motivate everybody else. Wants to be a basketball player and build a gold medal for the country. Eye doctor. So lots of different options that are coming in. That's absolutely great. If you've written it, I can read your chats. You don't have to send it like multiple times. Don't worry. Someone wants to be a civil engineer and make things environmental friendly. Psychiatrist help people put their minds at ease. Someone wants to research about space. That's nice. Fashion designer, civil engineer, investment banker, raise money and guide big deals like mergers. That's nice. Help businesses succeed. So lots of different options that are coming in. That's so nice. It's wonderful to see how all of you are thinking about different things. There's so many different ideas that are coming up, so many different ways on how you actually want to do this. IAS officer, you want to fight crimes? Meteorologist, wow, that's lovely. Understand weather conditions, study the impact of global warming, and warn people of villages and especially farms about flash floods. That's really nice. Engineers and build homes, that's great as well. Want to be an astronaut because you want to research and travel to space. Playing international badminton, that's great. Another cardiologist. You want to be someone else wants to be a geologist because they can tell the history of the earth by studying stones and layers of soil. That is fun as well. All right, so lots of different solutions that are coming in. Lots of different ways on how you want to try and make the world a little better place. I think that's what I'm seeing. That's the common thread that's coming out, right? Some people want to be bankers, helping businesses grow. Some people want to be researchers, lawyers, environmentalists, doctors. Um, someone wants to make a recycled car which runs on plastic. Someone wants to make India proud by playing a sport. So lots of different things. Someone wants to become a teacher and encourage their students to become better, take nature walks. Criminal lawyer, fight free people who've been wrongfully prosecuted. Someone wants to be a soldier and protect their country. So I think there is like one common thread. Like either you want to do something that is helping somebody else in some form. You're making either your family proud, yourself proud, you're making your parents proud. And yeah, you're helping somebody in the course of it, either through your music, through your sports, through the work that you're doing. If you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, you're an architect, a surgeon, lots of different options. And that's really nice to see. Anyone here who has anything else that you've not mentioned yet? Anything that's not gone yet? I think I've now caught up with the chat and I think I've seen all of your responses so far. That's absolutely lovely. All right. Um, okay, cool. So now that you've thought about what you want to do, right? Like you've looked at what you want to be, you've thought about what are the different things you might be doing under that. So if you're an engineer, how are you, what are the different things you'll be doing? If you're a doctor, if you're a psychologist, if you're a sports player, whatever that might be. So now let's go on to the next activity. Anubhuti is going to show us a poll, right? And in this poll, there are going to be different skills. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and pick which skills do you think you need to do the job that you have decided to do. Okay? So, Anubhuti, whenever you're ready, you can share the poll. And if there's anything else that you want to add, feel free to add it here.
Sure. Thank you, Geeta. Uh, I think children enjoyed this activity as much as they would have done it on a whiteboard. So thank you for rescuing it. And now let's start the poll. I'll request Sukanya to please start it.
All right, so you should be able to see a poll. And which of these skills do you think you will need when you need to do your job?
Through the skill scan activity, you basically would get a snapshot of the many strengths you will need to thrive.
Actually, either Sukanya or Anubhuti, can you just explain to the kids how they can interact
Sure.
with the poll?
So, okay. This activity is basically we are trying to connect the dots a little further with your next activity. Uh, Here, this is a quick multiple choice poll where you'll tick all the core skills you think your green job needs. Like, for example, if you have aspired to be a mechanical engineer, then you go through this poll and tick mark activities like skills like you would need mathematical skills, you would need um, good data analytical skills, you would need a bit more tech skills also, I believe. So think about what you want to be in future and accordingly tick mark the skill sets you think you will require. So it will help you figure out which strengths you already have and the ones you'll need to build further. We have kept 5 minutes for this activity. So just go through this entire set of skills. They are not many. And then we'll be right back. This is not an MCQ. So there's no one right answer for the question. We can see that only 63% of you have participated. Why is this so? Guys, please wake up and get going.
So the poll should be on your screen. If you've shut it, I think you'll have to, let me see where you can find the poll.
You can go into more, when you see if you're on the laptop, when you click on more, which are three dots, you'll be able to see polls and quizzes. When you click on it, it'll automatically open the one that is active right now.
Hmm. I can see that reading and writing has got the maximum votes, which is great. Oh, and craft and design supersedes that. Research is the next most sought after. Oh, decision making, interestingly, is the most sought after. That's great. That guys, just take 1 more minute, maybe maximum.
There are a couple of hands raised in the participants. Do you guys have a question, or are you just informing us that you're done with the poll?
If you have a question, you can also put it in the chat.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of you are done with the poll. We're just waiting for some more answers to come in.
Done. So are all the cricketers, scientists, and doctors, and space scientists and teachers participated in the poll? Right? Oh, yes. The investment bankers are giving me kudos. So I feel that we can now stop the poll.
All right, you should be able to see the responses.
Hmm. Well, about 84% of you want to be problem solvers. That's really impressive. In fact, in our next activity, we are just going to give you a problem which you will have to solve. So you can put your minds to action pretty quickly. 72% of you want to be collaborators also, and you feel that this is an important skill. That is great. In fact, why do you feel that collaboration is such an important skill? Would anyone like to comment on this?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. Why do you think collaboration is important? Teamwork makes the dream work. Nice. That is true, though. It does.
All right, I think we can close the poll safely.
All right.
77% also want to do reading and writing. And yeah, I think these are the most important. Oh yeah, decision making. 87% want to pursue want to feel that decision making will be very important for their future roles. That is incredible. Should we unmute any of you to get a response? Yeah,
I think what we can is let's hear them in the breakout rooms in the next bit because we're going to have to see how,
that's right.
yeah. So there's going to be lots of chance to chat because we're moving into our next activity very soon.
All right. So by now, through skill scan, you've got a snapshot of the many strengths you will need to thrive. Now it's time to step into our final challenge of the day, which is Planet Petrol Pro Mode. Resolve like a specialist. In this activity, you'll be placed in 3 breakout rooms where you will be shown a short newspaper article. You'll have to read it, reflect upon it, and then brainstorm on how you'd solve the issue. As as a mechanical engineer or as a space scientist or as an archaeologist or a geologist that you would like to be, read that newspaper article, think about it, and try to solve the issue that is being talked about in your own way. You'll get 15 minutes for this, and our experts Hita, Viveka, and Shishti will be visiting each breakout room to guide and support you. Okay, so go ahead, and I'll see you soon after that. Hi everyone, I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed the breakout room session and it gave you some deep insights into what your future career will be about and how pursuing that respective role you can still contribute to the environment. Uh, I will um, I will request Hita to give us some closing comments on how uh, uh, to summarize the breakout room session. I feel that all of you have not joined, so therefore, um, there are just 12 of you here. Okay, I think the rest of you will join in 100 seconds. So let's wait for them. Until then, Dr. Sathwik, how did you find this activity? Why do we have just 3 of you? Your mic is not working. You need not rejoin the breakout room. I think the brainstorming session would have given you enough insight. Oh, that's wonderful. Glad to have so many of our friends back.
All right, everyone, welcome back. How was the discussion in the breakout room? Did you have fun? Can we do a quick sharing of reflections? What did you talk about? Because all 3 breakout rooms had 3 different issues that we worked on. Does anyone from my breakout room want to share what we spoke about in 30 seconds? Yes, in 30 seconds, quick summary of what the problem was and what we decided to do. 1 second, I can't see any hands. Okay. Yes, there's an automobilist, car specialist. Yes, Stephen, I'm asking you to unmute. Do you want to share in 30 seconds what we've done?
Ma'am, I was in a waterlogging breakout session.
All right, then let's come back to you in a bit. Yes, Abhyuday, you want to go?
Yes, ma'am. We were talking about how air pollution we can prevent it and the ways we can prevent it, or how we have to start ourselves at home to tell others that we can do it and we can make our planet a better place.
Right, we spoke about air pollution. Yes, Joshita, you want to go as well?
Yes, ma'am. I want to say we discussed a lot about how we can reduce air pollution, how we can make smog lesser when it's the time of Diwali, Dashera. We have a lot of breathing problems. So, ma'am, we discussed about how we can reduce that and how we can make the planet better for the next generations.
Great, lovely, thank you. Okay, let's move on to some of the other breakout rooms. So maybe Viveka, do you want to take over for the breakout room that you were in?
Yeah. So people who were, when we were discussing about the heat waves in North India, do you guys want to share what we discussed there? Yes, I see an environmental friendly person's hand raised. You can unmute yourself and share.
Okay, I've asked you to unmute again. You should be able to do it now.
Ma'am, we talked about the heat storms. We talked that how can we prevent it, what are due to it, what impacts are it showing.
Great, thanks. Yes, there's also our mechanical engineer who had some solutions on hand. Tell us.
Ma'am, we discussed about how does heat wave affect on our global and how we can uh, stop global warming in our environment.
Yes. And you suggested that you will raise awareness about vehicles that cause pollution. So you'll encourage people to try and not use their petrol and diesel vehicles, right? So there were a lot of people who said that they wanted to raise awareness and get people to be more conscious about the climate and the planet. Yes, astronaut Gorish. Astronaut Gorish, and then Dr. Dia can share, and then we can go to the next.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, ma'am, we talked about all the heat waves and all their problems. We also saw some news from AP News, I think.
Yeah.
And we discussed amongst it on which job can do what to basically reduce this. Like, for example, I can take photos and show them to the crowd about where the carbon dioxide, monoxide, all the gases are going and how the impact's increasing.
Right. Yeah. So he said that as an astronaut, he's going to go into space and he's going to take photos of the Earth and he's going to share those with people to raise awareness of how we are, producing so much pollution, which is causing these heat waves in cities. Yes. Either Dr. Dia or yeah, Dr. Dia, I think you can share what are the other things that we discussed. Dia, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you gave us an article on which was of AP News. The article was of New Delhi, in which we discussed about heat wave that is like that is sweeping across in northern India. And then, ma'am, we discussed about the temperature that shot up in Sri Nagar. And then, ma'am, we also talked about the record that is 51 degrees Celsius for the city in Rajasthan. And ma'am, then we talked how we can stop the heat wave and what is causing the heat waves. And as like when we grow up, if we are what if we are like maybe a doctor or something that we want, how can and we prevent and how can we spread awareness to other people about this?
Right. So a lot of people said that they'll raise awareness among the public. A lot of the doctors in the group, they offered to set up checkup camps, provide emergency kits, raise awareness, like explain to people what are the early signs of heat stroke so that they can monitor themselves and then they can stay hydrated accordingly. So a lot of the doctors offered their services in that way. The teacher in the group, they said that we'll raise awareness amongst our students and get them to make posters so that they can share it with the public and let them also understand how heat waves can impact them and be more prepared for it. Then there was somebody who's a geologist and somebody who was a meteorologist, and they both said that they are going to make studies and they are going to again bring scientific research and show it to people to help them understand what heat strokes can do, and also take examples from the past, study what has happened in the past to see how we can how we can change and reverse climate change now so that more heat strokes and more heat waves are not happening. But the meteorologist also said that they'll set up early warning systems to help people understand when there's a heat stroke about to happen in their place so they can be better prepared, they can take shelter, they can be hydrated. And then we also had a cricketer who was slightly confused what they can do. But then somebody in the group said that as a cricketer, you have that position where people follow you, they look up to you. So you can encourage people, you can raise awareness, and you can tell people how they can take measures to not get affected by these heat waves, and also in the long run, what sort of practices can you do to prevent more impacts of climate change, more impacts of global warming impacting you. Okay, I've just summarized it so that we can go to the next group as well. But you can continue putting your comments in the chat. Shrishti, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, so I guess Hitansh, do you want to share what you were saying? Unmute yourself and like can you summarize and what were you saying about the solutions that you can give?
Yes, ma'am. In our waterlogging group, we learned about how Bengaluru, and not just Bengaluru, the whole of India is being affected by not just the bad drainage systems, but even the problems we are causing for our own planet. We discussed solutions such as strict rules like in Singapore. We also discussed one solution which was not very practical, which was building dams around the coastal areas, early warning systems, and planting trees. Because planting trees will help the sorry, planting trees will help the land because their roots keep the land together. And we also said that people who are sports persons, because they have such a following, they can encourage more people, and the government can hold programs such as the Hamare Road program, which was held in Uttar Pradesh. This is how we can save India from waterlogging.
Anybody else? I guess Satvik, do you want to share? Satvik, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I need to give them the unmute option. I just need to find them here.
Yeah.
Actually, Shrishti, if you can see them on your screen, you can also do it. You have co-host access. So
Okay, I think I can't find Satvik, but automobilist, car specialist. Like, yeah, you can unmute yourself and tell me what did you learn about the session?
Ma'am, we learned about that Bengaluru is facing from heavy rains because of global warming and the climate change.
Okay. Apart from
And
anybody else who wants to
we
share?
could use a
yeah, you can finish what you were saying.
Yeah.
All right, there are a couple more
I guess,
hands.
yeah, I'm not able to find students of my breakout room.
That's fine.
Ganif, can you hear me?
That's fine. Yes, Ganeem is here. Yeah.
Ganif, do you want to share
Yes,
what
ma'am.
solutions were you giving?
Ma'am, we discussed about the latest heavy rainfall in Mangaluru on May 18. We discussed some solutions that you can plant more trees because roots absorb water, which can help to reduce the heavy rainfall, the stained water. It can help it out, and even
अंदर कोई कह रहा था
if
don't copy if you want to.
if we can even reduce global warming and climate change. This will also help very much.
Yeah. So yeah, this was it from like my breakout room. They were telling about how government can make strict laws and strict policies to improve water logging in Bangalore. They were also telling about planting trees. I guess Hitain was he wants to be a footballer and he wants to be an influencer as well. To influence people. What are the solutions and how you can stop this. So yeah, this was from my breakout room.
All right. I think Kiyansh wants to speak, and then I think we'll
Yeah.
move on as well. Kiyansh?
No,
Yeah.
ma'am, we can make soak pits around the building to produce the water from logging.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, summarizing from what we've heard from the three rooms, right? We had one on air pollution, we had one on heat waves, and then we had one on water logging and flooding. I think the big sort of picture that is coming up is one, we're involved in different ways to be a part of the problem, right? Like whether it is pollution, whether it is through the things that we're using, through the lifestyle that we're living in. By we, I'm generalizing the statement at this point. But two, you've also come up with lots of different ways that all of us
in our individual capacity, no matter what we grow up to be, can do to be a part of the solution. So I think what the key takeaway that we need to see is one, not just when you become a doctor or an engineer or a CEO or an astronaut or whatever that might be, right? What can we do starting today that we can change so that starting today we're a part of the solution? Because if we don't do anything from now on, 10 years later, when you're a doctor, CEO, astronaut, teacher, whatever that might be, the problem is only going to be that much more worse. So the easiest thing is to start today so that we can actually be a part of the solution from day one and not have to wait until we become in a position of power and then do something. So basically, that's the biggest takeaway. The other bit is also that we've all realized that it's not just one person's responsibility to be a part of the solution, right? I think from all of the breakout rooms that we've come into, the answer has been that we can all do different things no matter what we grow up to be a part of the solution for a better planet. So whatever your big dream is, whatever your big aim is, no matter what career you choose to be, and today you've decided on, whatever that might be, maybe 10 years down the line, your dream might be very different. And this is basically the key messages to keep in mind. Do we want to live in a planet that is healthy? Do we want to continue having those magical moments that we spoke about yesterday? Have a bit more joy? Enjoy nature a little bit more? And if we want to, the answer is very simple, right? We all have to do whatever it is in our position of power to be able to make the change. So, with that, I think we can wrap up. I hand it back to Anubhuti to close us out. Thank you.
All right, friends and folks, thank you so much for being attentive throughout the session. Thank you so much, Geeta and the TCI team, Viveka and Shrishti, for holding these breakout room sessions, coming up with such great moderating skills, and for taking our children right from their dream aspiration to their future careers and connecting all the dots for them. I hope that all of you enjoyed the activity today, right from renaming yourself, getting a realistic feeling of how your future self reads like, then proceeding on to thinking about what your future job role seems like in the whiteboard activity. From there on to contemplating or thinking about what all skills you think you might need. I mean, I was blown away by the fact how all of you felt that collaboration, teamwork, decision making, skills that people understand at a much mature age are something that you feel the need for from right now on. And from there on, you were given some real life activities which you brainstormed and you cracked it in your own way. I hope that you are now a step closer to your dream aspiration, and I hope that you are also a more aware and a true young environmentalist in the sense of being prepared for the future. Uh, with that note, I must also tell you that before we end, a very key factor of you people participating, we would like to send you all certificates, especially particularly and only for those who have attended both the sessions yesterday and today. Those will be available to you on our website. You will just have to go to our website, click on the respective buttons, and these will be available to you within 2-3 days or so. So don't worry, you will get an email from our end, and all you have to do is just log on, visit the Young Environmentalist website, which is our website. You will be redirected to the page from where you registered, and all you have to do is click on download and get your certificate. All right. Just before that, as we end the day, let me tell you once again about our fantastic magazine, The Gober Times. I hope you checked out our latest edition. For all the Navy officers in our session, particularly, this particular edition is about marine litter and how plastic is polluting our environment. With that note, I would like to bring this session to an end. and invite you to any other future session that we are going to have next month or the month after. Please do keep visiting the Young Environmentalist. Goodbye for now, and I'll open the session so that you can say your thank yous and goodbye.
Thank you guys, everyone. I've also closed the chat box because I was getting a bit too much now. But yeah, thank you for being a wonderful audience. And I hope you had fun over the 2 days. We'll see you very
Yes,
soon.
ma'am.
See you in the
Yes,
next
ma'am.
session with Young
Thank
Bye,
you,
Environmentalists.
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank
ma'am.
you
Bye,
again.
ma'am.
We hope we see you
I have a
again.
doubt.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you
Bye.
repeat
We'll
it?
see you again.
How to download the certificate?
Okay, we'll send you an
Bye.
email and you can download it from there.
Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
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 Thank you all.
Thank you,
It
Heeta,
was a
Bye,
lovely
Danashti,
ma'am.
and
session.
Shweta once again.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Thank you
Okay,
for this
bye.
beautiful session.
All right. See